Hey everybody, StarCop97. This here video is going to be entitled, This is not a Henry. This is a Henry. This is not a Henry. This is a Henry right here. This is not a Henry. And Henry doesn't like the other not Henry. So this is Henry. He's going bye-bye. This is not a Henry. Now, the reason I want to do this is my wife and I, as you can probably guess by our cowboy room, really like old westerns. We know a lot of the old stars that are still alive. We visit them once a year in Memphis at a film festival and have a great time. She gets mad at me every time we watch a western. I go, that's not a Henry, or that's a Winchester, that's not a Henry. And she gets mad because I know the difference. A lot of people see this brass receiver. First thing they say is, oh, that's a Henry rifle. No, it's not. Number one, Henry rifles did not have forearms. They did not. 1863 was the last Henry that I know of that was made. It did have a brass receiver, most definitely. But when Winchester bought out the patent from Henry, the first thing Winchester did was he filled in this tube that the rounds go up in. They used to load on a Henry from up here, and the bottom of the tube was completely open to get all kinds of mud and dirt in there, and the gun would jam. Had a great action down here. This lever action is fantastic. And Winchester didn't get rid of that. By the way, guys, I should have showed you this first. There's no rounds in this thing. Okay? It does not hang on my wall loaded. I would never do that with this gun. Okay? But people will see this and say, that's a Henry. No, it's got a forearm. Can't be a Henry. The other thing that they did, they stopped from loading up here. And they put a feed port on the right side of the weapon, right here. The first time they did this, they had the brass receiver, a feed port, but they did not put the forearm on it. If you see one of those that looks an awful lot like a Henry, but it's not a Henry, it's a Winchester, it's called the transition model. It was a transition from the Henry that had the feed tube open and you fed it from the top to the Winchester that has the feed tube on the side, but it didn't have a forearm. Now you can imagine not having a forearm and being able to shoot as fast as this can, that the upper portion here might get just a little bit warm. So in 1866, they added to this rifle this forearm. Beautiful wood. This is a Uberti. Okay? It comes from Uberti in Italy. It is a replica of an 1866 Yellow Boy. This model weapon was actually owned by Sitting Bull. And if you ever get to Tucson, if they still have it, they probably don't, because the last time I was there was 1974. So a few years ago, there was a hotel downtown that had a picture of Geronimo. It had a picture of Sitting Bull around probably a campfire or Indian fire, whatever you want to call it. And you could see one of these rifles. I wish it was a real one, but it's a replica made strictly from the exact diagrams that they got from Winchester. So just remember, just because it looks like it's got a brass receiver, it is not a Henry. It is a Yellow Boy, a Winchester Yellow Boy. Sorry if that came off a little harsh, but I get so tired of folks telling me, oh yeah, I saw a Henry in that movie the other night. So I watched the movie going, what, no Henry, sorry, hate to bust your bubble. Anyway, YouTubers, have a great night. God bless, and I hope you got the gist of this, because that's my little puppy Henry. And I know a lot of people out there have met him online and really liked him, so I figured I'd put him in the video. Evidently, he doesn't like this gun too much, though. He couldn't get out of here fast enough. So, good night. God bless. Have a blessed day tomorrow, and have a good time on YouTube.